Okay, in this lesson we learn about some coordinate geometry concepts. So the horizontal axis is known to be x-axis and the vertical axis is known to be y-axis. So this is similar to a graph paper structure. Horizontal is x and the vertical is y. So what do you mean by coordinates? So in this axis here, I marked all the numbers from 0 to 10 on the positive side of x-axis. On the negative side of x-axis, it is minus 1 until minus 10. Similarly, on the y-axis, which is going up, is positive. On the y-axis is going down, is negative. So let's mark a point 0, 0. That is a point in the middle here, in the center here. Okay. So let's mark another point now, 4 and 5. So we can see 4 and 5. So we can see the x value is 4 and the y value is 5. So the first coordinate always represents x and the second one is y. So let's see some other point. Minus 5 with 3. Which you can see here, minus 5 with 3. Another one in the third quadrant, minus 6 with minus 1. Which you can see minus 6 with minus 1, which is this point. And the last one in the fourth quadrant, 9 with minus 3. So every point has got two coordinates. So remember, first one representing the first coordinate and the second one represents second coordinate. It comes as a pair. To see much more example, so we'll plot like 6 with 0. You can see 6 with 0 coming here. Minus 9 with 0. Y value is 0. So happen to be on the x-axis. 0 with 4. Y value 4. So 0 and 4. So finally 0 with minus 8. 0 with minus 8. So now we know clearly about various points and their coordinates. If you are given 2 points, for example, one point is 0, 0, another point is 8, 8. So how can we find the midpoint here? So midpoint is always the x value you plus, in this case 0 plus 8, which is 8 divided by 2, that gives you a 4. And the y value you plus, 0 plus 8 equal 8, divide by 2 give you a 4 also. For example, if we change this, for example, we change this one to 2 and 6. So you can see the midpoint change accordingly. So it's always x values divide by 2, y value plus divide by 2. So you can mark any point here, minus 3 with minus 9. It will just work in the same basis. So midpoint is x value add divide by 2, y value you plus divide by 2. You can also calculate distance between 2 points using this formula, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So I have shown you here between 0, 0 and 5, 4. So this is 0 minus 5, this is 0 minus 4. And the values are squared up, plus together and taken square root. Answer is 6.4. For example, if you put here 0, 0 and then 3, 4, just to show you 3, 4. So you can see the answer is 5. So that means this distance is 3 and this distance is 4 and this is the distance which is the hypotenuse, that is 5. So distance between 2 points is x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. For the final answer, take square root. So let's change these numbers to C. Other calculation, for example, minus 4 to minus 6. Minus 4 minus 6 to 3, 4. So the distance is 12.21. 12.21. Okay, so distance calculated through this formula. Gradient is a measure that shows how steep the line is. So we got point here 0, 0 and 4, 6. Gradient formula is always y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. In this case, y2 is a 6, y1 is 0, x2 is 4, x1 is 0. So minus it off, we know the gradient 1.5. So if the gradient is positive, the line would go up. From left to right, the line would rise up. For example, if we draw another line here, 6 with 2. Let's say 6 with 2. So you can see the gradient is minus 2 with the same calculation. So the line go down. So gradient always measure the steepness of the line. It is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So once you know gradient, you can also calculate equation of the line. So in this example, the gradient is 0.8. Then you know equation of a straight line is always y equal mx plus c. M being the gradient here 0.8, you can substitute this point 0, 0. X value also 0, y value also 0. So when you substitute, you will know c equals 0. So let's just change here 0 with 1. So you can see the gradient now is 0.6. But the c value, c usually the y-intercept. So you can see the curve here. C is 1, so the c value would become 1. So if I make here, for example, minus 5 with minus 2. So you can see c value also 1 there. Okay. So that's how you find out equation of a straight line, which is y equal mx plus c. M is a gradient. C is where the line cut the y-axis, known as y-intercept.